This is Reverse Reset Restore. My name's Sally, and this is a podcast where we champion change and celebrate reconnecting to our authentic selves by reversing old, unhealthy thought patterns, resetting our self-sabotaging behaviors, and restoring our beliefs to ones that highlight the amazing human being we truly are. This is the first episode in our special series honouring some incredible women throughout history in celebration of International Women's Day. This year's theme, Accelerate Action, because real progress isn't passive, it's intentional. Change comes from within. Welcome to our special series celebrating International Women's Day. Over 7 special episodes, we will be highlighting remarkable women who've not only challenged the status quo, but have fundamentally reshaped the world we live in. Their contributions span every aspect of our lives, from rethinking education, creating groundbreaking art from their pain, and making monumental scientific discoveries, to standing unwaveringly for equality and justice. Each woman we will explore in the series is a trailblazer who accelerated change and created new pathways for future generations. These women dared to take risk, refused to accept no for an answer, and challenged the societal limits placed upon them. Their actions laid the foundation for the freedoms and opportunities we enjoy today. All that I am, all that you are, exists because these women refused to be silenced. They pushed back against the systems that tried to hold them down, forging a path that opened doors for the rest of us to walk through. Consider the extraordinary courage of women like Harriet Tubman and Rosa who stood up to the brutal forces of slavery and systemic racism. They didn't just challenge injustice, they disrupted it. And then there's Frida, Kahlo and Angelou, who took their most painful experiences and transformed them into art. Their creativity was fueled by the hardship they endured, yet they used it to empower others, sending a message that even in the face of trauma, beauty and strength can emerge. These women were more than individuals. They were catalysts. They broke through the oppressive gender norms and societal barriers that confined them, creating new opportunities and access for women and people of colour across the globe. They paved the way for the freedom we continue to fight for today. Yet, as we stand here in 2025, it is impossible to ignore that some of the victories they fought for are under threat. We find ourselves in a time of political regression, where hard-won rights are being challenged and in some cases rolled back. The battle is far from over. As modern women, we cannot afford to stand by and merely admire the legacies of those who have come before us. It is our responsibility not just to honour them, but to continue their work and accelerate it further. The baton is now in our hands, and though the finish line may seem distant or even impossible, we must keep running no matter how tough the journey ahead may seem. Over the next 6 episodes, we will take a closer look at women who defied the odds, who transcended boundaries and pushed the whole of humanity forward in unprecedented ways. We will dive into women who shaped culture and arts and how they influence the cultural landscapes that define our collective identity. Women in education who accelerated change, how they redefined the power of knowledge, transformed how we learn and teach, and how they continue to push for equal rights in acquiring knowledge and understanding. Women who defied gender expectations. These are women who broke the chains of tradition, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in their time. women who transcended national and cultural boundaries, and how these women became global icons, blitzing borders to effect change, whether it was a national or an international scale. Women who accelerated scientific discovery, the scientists, the mathematicians, and innovators whose groundbreaking work has changed the course of human history for all of us. And women who accelerated societal shifts, the leaders, the activists, the change makers who fought for justice, equality, and a better future for all. I am so excited about the women we're going to be speaking about, and it's just a small collection of an amazing amount of women who have gone beyond themselves to fight for equality, to fight for the opportunities that we now at present day have. So join me as we celebrate these powerful women who not only accelerated action, but whose legacies continue to inspire us to keep pushing for the world we deserve. We had not just an opportunity, but a responsibility to keep these women and countless others like them at the forefront of our history. It's our duty, not only for ourselves and those of us here today, but for the generations yet to come, to carry forward the fight for equality that should never be denied to anyone, nor reserved for only the privileged few. We must accelerate action that promotes health, dignity, and well-being for all, regardless of colour, or creed, or gender. This is the goal we must pursue, no matter how daunting it may seem. The fight for equality is far from over, my friends, but together we can create a future where it is the unquestioned norm. Let's continue to push forward, honouring the legacy of those who made it possible for us to stand here today. So I challenge you, how will you accelerate action today? How will you honour the legacy of these women in your own life? How are we going to amplify the voices of those who have been too long unheard? Make sure to join us for the next episode where we'll dive into women who shaped culture and society, transforming the world with their creativity, courage, and vision. Their influence can still be felt today, and their stories inspire us to continue to defy expectations and break down those barriers. That's coming up tomorrow, so hit that like, follow, subscribe button on whatever platform you're listening on, and be sure to come back to hear the stories of these remarkable women. As we honour the women who came before us, let us also celebrate the women in our own lives, our mothers, aunts, sisters, daughters, grandmothers, wives, and friends. We finish off this episode with a quote that is timeless, just like the person who said it. The wonderfully kind, strong, intelligent, and empathetic people's princess, Princess Diana, who understood, even in her position of privilege, the root cause of so many of our issues, which is intolerance. And I firmly believe it remains at the heart of the hatred being expressed so vehemently today. Maybe if we each took personal responsibility to move away from this need to be the person who is in the right all the time, and I'm speaking to myself here too, we might find a little more space to practice tolerance and acceptance and understanding, and the world would be a greater place. She said, "The greatest problem in the world today is intolerance. Everyone is so intolerant of each other."